report, a place that has created forever families is celebrating 100 years. Meet the Love family, one of many brought together by the cradle. A suburban retiree who's reminding everyone to do the next right thing as she opens her home to migrants in need, what she has gained. And no matter the weather, it was a happy Halloween. Not even the snow could scare off the trick-or-treaters or stop their contagious joy. Hi everyone, I'm Allison Rosati. So glad you're here. I'm happy to report the good news going on in our area and beyond. We begin with a special place where children find their forever families. Now the Cradle is celebrating 100 years of bringing families together through adoption. Christian Farr has the story.
It's just amazing and a wonderful experience being a part of the Cradle.
Natasha Love and her family are part of a special organization in Evanston that can be credited with bringing them all together. And that's because 8 years ago, Natasha made the life-changing decision to adopt baby Avery from the Cradle.
I was just overwhelmed with emotion, and I was just thinking, wow, I am immediately in love with this little tiny human.
Of course, Avery is no longer a baby.
I like to study animals and bugs a lot.
She is now a bright 8-year-old third grader. Initially, Natasha adopted Avery as a single mother, but during the adoption process, started to date Anthony Love.
Started going out, she told me up front, she had applied to be an adoptive mom, and I was fine with it.
Dating led to marriage, and Anthony is now Avery's father. The Love family adoption journey is part of the Cradle's 100th birthday. In September, the Cradle celebrated this anniversary during a gala where they unveiled a sculpture honoring birth parents. It now sits in the Cradle's Evanston offices.
100 years, founded in 1923. Over that time, more than 16,000 adoptions.
Jason Friedman is CEO of the Cradle and says this anniversary is all about reflection.
The way that we defined quote-unquote adoptable babies was different in 1923 than it is today. So really reflecting on the lessons that we've learned over time and how we've opened up and become much more inclusive about how we define family.
More than 20 years ago, the Cradle embarked on redefining family by starting the Sayers Center, which focuses on helping African-American parents adopt African-American children. The Loves came through that program.
That was wonderful. It was a process which really helped me understand that African Americans need to really consider adoption more so that there are more options for birth moms to come in and choose Black families for their children.
As the Cradle now celebrates this anniversary, they are looking at the next 100 years. They want to figure out how they can better assist families after the adoption process. And they also want to build stronger relationships outside of their organization.
We're really aggressively seeking out partnerships with government agencies, with peer organizations, so that we can reach an even more diverse group of families and communities.
In Evanston, Christian Farr, NBC 5 News.
So much love coming from the Cradle, our thanks to Christian. Well, October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and a Chicago artist is celebrating with a one-night-only art show. 18-year-old Emmett Kyoshi has been painting since he was just 4 years old. The Chicago-based artist with Down syndrome has completed more than 150 pieces of art, and he hosted his 5th art show to raise money for some great causes. The proceeds go to the Greater Chicago Food Depository and the National Down Syndrome Society. What a beautiful way to give back. Now to an ultimate act of kindness. A woman who lives in Oak Park has opened her heart and her home to migrants. Regina Waldrop has more on how she's turning a crisis into an opportunity to give back.
One of her favorite sayings, when someone knocks at your door, don't build a higher wall, build a longer table.
I took the leap of faith and I built a longer table.
These days, there are a few more people at Elaine Pierce's table.
Now I have Claudia and Fraela and Jose and Esteban and Melanie and Matias, and they're all at my table with me.
With her kids gone and plenty of space in her Oak Park bungalow, she decided to open her home to asylum seekers from Venezuela. Since August, 5 adults and 2 kids have been living with Elaine. Most of them had been living at this police station. She does not get any assistance from the city or state.
First response is they want to feel safe. And as long as they feel safe here, They don't want to go anywhere else.
Almost 20,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago since August of last year. Some 2,800 of them are staying at police stations, many of them right now sleeping outside in the cold. The day we met Elaine, only Jose Castro and Jose Hernandez were at home. Google Translate is how they communicate. Both men told us how grateful they were to be out of the police station. Attached to Elaine's kindness, there's also some sadness. She has terminal breast cancer.
It's on pretty much every bone in my body now.
Elaine says she has no regrets about opening her heart and her home to people looking for a better life.
They are just as much a gift to me as I am to them.
Regina Waldrop, NBC5 News.
Elaine, you are an angel among us, and you are not alone. We'll be praying for you, your battle against breast cancer. In fact, thousands of breast cancer survivors and their friends and family took part in the 2023 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure that started at Soldier Field. This annual event raises awareness about the disease and also funding for breast cancer research, screening, and support services. The Race for the Cure also celebrates survivors and honors those who have lost their battle with breast cancer. We are happy to report the second annual Mamie Till Mobley Scholarship Luncheon was held at Loyola University. The Black Alumni Board Scholarship Fund honors the legacy of Mamie, who is an alumna of Loyola. Our very own Art Norman was the master of ceremonies.
I want to say that I stand on the shoulders of greatness. I have a nice career as a journalist, but I stand on the shoulders of people who led the way.
The scholarships went to students who engage with the community through leadership and service. More good news now. Officers who are making a difference one interaction at a time. The Cook County Sheriff's Department is taking a different approach to fighting crime, and it starts with the golden rule. Christian Farr takes us on a ride along to see how these officers are leaving a positive impression on the community.
I love doing my job. I love making a difference.
For more than 15 years, Lieutenant Michael Ware has worked for the Cook County Sheriff's Department.
Thank you guys for coming out.
And for the last 3, this military veteran has been assigned to lead a special unit created by the department.
Remember, when you're dealing with the public, just treat them like you're dealing with a member of your family, how you want a member of your family to be treated.
Lieutenant Ware and his unit are members of the Mobile Patrol Team. It supports areas in the county like Harvey that are dealing with an increase in violent crime. Lieutenant Ware and his team have been patrolling Harvey since 2020, and the veteran law enforcement officer took us on a ride-along. Checking up on them to see how patrols are going.
Yeah, for the most part.
3 years ago, trust was a big issue.
They didn't want to see us here. The citizens, essentially, they figured that, we were here to tow cars, arrest everybody, and that's not our mission.
On this stop, Lieutenant Ware's officers pulled over a driver and discovered she had a suspended license. Instead of towing the car, they told her to call someone with a valid license to pick it up, and that allowed everyone to leave somewhat happy. The next stop had a similar outcome.
They were joking and laughing about our day. That's 99% of our stops out here. Even when we have a gun arrest or things of such nature, the individuals that we're taking into custody, we treat them with respect.
On another stop,
hey, you have any knowledge of a firearm being in your car?
His officers had to make an arrest after discovering an illegal firearm in a car occupied by a father and son.
Even though he broke the law, we're going to do our job, but we're going to give him his respect. We're going to respect his son, because that way when his son have another meet the police or have an encounter with law enforcement, he'll remember how we treated him.
Sheriff Tom Dart says what Lieutenant Ware and his team are doing in Harvey is working.
Harvey has been going very well this year. Their homicides are down from last year.
Lieutenant Ware says any traffic stop, whether a typical one or one that leads to an arrest, is all about relationship building and treating people with respect.
We're out here to make a difference for the citizens, and that's
the important part.
Yes, and that's what we use to build and be successful at our job.
In Harvey, Christian Farr, NBC5 News.
We thank them for making a difference and all their service. Our thanks to Christian. We're happy to report the snow and cold could not stop kids from having a happy Halloween. Evrod Cassimy caught up with some trick-or-treaters and their families in the Wildwood neighborhood on the northwest side.
And we have our little flamingo.
I'm Ice Spice.
I'm Taylor Swift. I'm Cowgirl Barbie.
I'm Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Very nice.
Mike Dicker.
Very nice.
Dave the Dead Skeleton.
Halloween brought out all kinds of costumes, with people dressing as their favorite characters or their favorite foods.
What made you want to be a taco for Halloween?
I love food.
That rang true for many of the kids trick-or-treating in Chicago's Wildwood neighborhood Tuesday night. Their favorite food was candy, of course, and there was lots of it. This neighborhood shut down the street and passed out pizza, plenty of libations for the adults, and even lemonade for the kiddos.
We are having a block party tonight to celebrate Halloween, have a safe place for the kids to run around without cars on the street, and they can kind of run back and forth and be wild and crazy.
Well, there's a lot of people, so it makes you feel comfortable.
The kids and adults kept comfortable by the fire that lined some of the driveways, keeping hands and fingers warm. It was needed after Halloween snow sprinkled the area, covering lawns and trees.
We cannot believe it's snowing on Halloween. What a trip.
Despite the snow, this might be the best Halloween yet, as kids stuff their bags and their faces full of candy, throw in a DJ, and it adds the perfect soundtrack to this Halloween neighborhood block party.
And as the night comes to an end, this was another safe and successful Halloween. These kids have one final message for you. You guys ready?
Yeah.
We're in the Wildwood neighborhood tonight. Everard Casimir, NBC 5 News.
That is some sugar-happy kids there. Thanks to Everard. More Halloween fun. Take a look at the 26th annual Haunted Halstead Halloween Parade in Lakeview. Hundreds of people turned out for the spooktacular event. The parade boasts some of the best costumes across the city. And it's so wonderful to see all of this creativity. Our Matt Rodriguez hosted the awards presentation for the best costume of the night. I bet that was a hard one to pick. Well, young patients at UI Health did not miss out on Halloween. It came to them. It came to them in a big way. Take a look. The doctors and nurses and the support staff went all out to give them a safe and fun Halloween experience to the patients who had to be in the hospital. Now, Barbies and superheroes lined the hallways of the pediatric floor for the big Halloween parade. And of course, there were plenty of sweet treats.
Being in the hospital is always hard, but on holidays and big milestones, it can be the most challenging days. So our team really strives to make those days super fun. Some kids are even more excited to be here than at school because of how awesome this day is.
And parents say the best part was watching their kids' little faces just light up when they saw all the fun happening in the hallway. Their parents expressed gratitude for what the staff did and that the kids got a chance to really celebrate and just be kids. A suburban family is making a difference with their Halloween decorations. Their spooky display is not only entertaining, but it's also raising money for a very good cause. Stephen Holt explains.
It's that time of year when the spooky is all around us. It's front and center at this home in North Suburban Deerfield.
Scary, but also fun. Creepy. Nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel. And no wonder. Creepy, ghoulish zombies, axe murderers, severed heads, and of course, the fog. It's all the brainchild and creation of 16-year-old Matthew Gordon.
A 16-year-old did all this?
Wow. COVID, I was bored at home like everyone, and we had always liked Halloween.
I'm so proud of Matthew. It's awesome. He works 365 days a year. He makes like 90% of it.
And if you think Matthew's mom couldn't be more proud, just wait. He's also raising money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
St. Jude's has this thing called Skeletons for St. Jude's, which is just this Halloween QR code that you can scan, and it donates money to St. Jude's.
Matthew tells us he's not a science guy, but just listen to him.
This thing called pneumatics, which is powered by an air compressor, which is what makes it spray water, what makes all the props go up and down. It's supposed to bounce its head like that, but it's not doing it right now. I gotta figure that out.
And he just doesn't give up until it all works.
And it's more than just the front yard. Take a peek at the upstairs window.
Not scary at all.
No? Well, then take a walk into the garage. If you dare.
Everyone has their thing. This is mine. Like my parents always like to say, this is my sport. This is what I like to do for fun.
That is pretty amazing, actually.
Impressive. Very impressive. I hope mine are that impressive when they're 16 too.
Matt, thanks for sharing your sport. You did an awesome job and also raising money for the children of St. Jude. Beautiful. Well, from Halloween, we go to Christmas. We can always use a little Christmas, right? Well, at Macy's on State Street, workers are down to the wire now on the installation of the Walnut Room's Great Christmas Tree. This year's theme, you ask? Sweet treats. The crews now have less than 48 hours left until the tree lighting ceremony that happens on Saturday.
Mel and the team here have been working on this tirelessly, I would say, since last year's tree came down. Their creative inspiration is brought to life in the tree, and it's a team of, probably 10 people in here working on this.
So you want to see it in person? Reservations for the Walnut Room can now be made online. And finally, we're happy to report it's now all Christmas music all the time at Chicago's Light FM.
3, 2, 1.
Melissa Foreman always makes us smile. Radio station WLIT flipped the switch from adult contemporary to holiday music 24/7. The first song they played, the Jackson 5's Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Hopefully the holiday music will lift everyone's spirits. Thanks for checking out all the good things that are happening here and beyond. And if you want to catch the latest news and weather, you can watch the Morning Rundown and the Nightly Update every weekday on Roku, Apple TV, and NBC Chicago. Thanks again for being here. We'll be back again next week. Happy to report the good news.